Hey y'all, I'm back. So it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and I want to apologize for that. You know, life has been busy, mostly with work and trying to balance spending time in my garden and preserving my food, and it's just been a lot. And also, sometimes I do just like to come to the garden and enjoy it without filming, so I try to balance that. But I am back now, and I'm so happy to be back. But of course, our season is changing now, right? Our season is changing now, right? The summer season is coming to an end, and fall is right around the corner. Like, September is literally in like 2 weeks, I think. Whoa. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 10 veggies that you can sow in your garden right now. You don't have to start the seeds inside. You can sow them directly in your garden right now. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see behind me, this summer garden is just on its way out. It's time to take this up, which I will be doing this weekend, and I will be filming that for you. It's time to take this up and then the soil and start sowing our seeds for a fall harvest and potentially a winter harvest, right? So before we do that, we have to talk about what exactly should we grow for a fall and or winter harvest. What veggies should we grow? It's important to know one particular thing. First, it's important to know what is your expected frost date. So I say expected because our weather can be so fickle sometimes. We don't always know exactly when things will happen, but it is good to know what your frost date is expected to be. Mine is, I think, in November, like mid-November. And you can easily find this out by going onto Old Farmer's Almanac. You can Google Old Farmer's Almanac frost date, and you can put in your zip code and it'll tell you immediately. It's very helpful. So once you know your frost date, you'll be able to understand, well, how long do you have to grow things until the cold weather hits? And once that cold weather hits, will your veggies that you planted be able to sustain it? And that's where we get into talking about what veggies should you grow so that it can sustain a really cold night of frost. And particularly, what veggies of those can you plant right now? So the veggies that you really want to plant that can sustain a cold frost or a frost is brassicas. Brassicas are the best, and it's good to start brassicas as soon as you can. Not too early, but also not too late. A lot of these brassicas take a while to grow, like at least 80 days. If you plant them too late, you might not be able to get as an abundant of a harvest that you would have gotten had you planted them at the right time. So let's go ahead and get into it. These are my top veggies that you can plant right now in August for a fall and or winter harvest. Onions. Onions. These are yellow onions, but please know that I like yellow onions. I like red onions. I don't really eat white onions, but all onions, you could sow them right now so that you can have a fall harvest. Carrots. Carrots are great to grow, and of course they are cold hardy because they grow within the soil, so you don't have to worry about trying to protect it from the cold by putting up a cover. They grow within the soil, so that's awesome. And if you grow them the right way, you can get an abundant harvest. Long, thick carrots, absolutely. Beets. I love growing beets. Now, beets can be difficult for some people not to grow because they're actually fairly easy to grow. They grow within the soil as well, like carrots, but they have a very distinct taste, a very earthy taste, and some people just don't like that, and I do understand because the taste is very earthy, but I appreciate it. I also love to juice beets. I love to juice beets, and I would say if you're one of those people that kind of struggles with liking beets, try juicing them first. Before you give up, juice them with apples first, red apples, and I think you'll change your mind. Cabbage. So this particular cabbage is a red cabbage, but I also like to grow green cabbage too. Just any kind of cabbage. Cabbage, it's important that you start it right now if you can. Cabbage does take a while to fully grow and to harvest. So you really want to give yourself time. It takes this cabbage 85 days for it to get ready to fully grow and get harvested. So 85 days is quite a lot. So you want to be able to sow it as soon as you can. You know, look at your expected frost date, you know, count backwards. So if you see that it's within that time frame, you want to go ahead and plant your cabbage so that you can give yourself some time to allow it to grow and to get you a fall harvest. Cauliflower. Love cauliflower. Cauliflower is also like the cabbage. It does take this a while to grow. Actually, this is 80 to 90 days. So yeah, you definitely want to give yourself time for this to grow so that you can get a nice harvest. And if you cut off the cauliflower head, I do believe that another cauliflower will grow back. Don't quote me on that, but I do think that's true. So you want to give yourself time, enough time to plant it, get a harvest, and maybe get a second harvest. Brussels sprouts. Now these, you definitely need to give yourself time for these to grow. These take 100 days. Exactly 100 days, no less. So yeah, I need to get these planted in the ground ASAP. In fact, I'm a little bit behind. I could have planted these like at the beginning of the month, but that's okay. Things happen. I'm gonna go ahead and get this garden cleaned up tomorrow, get the soil fixed, and get my things planted. Broccoli. Broccoli. I love broccoli. Broccoli can take a little bit less. It's a range from 60 to 90 days. So it really just depends. But the thing that I love about broccoli, depending on your plant, because broccoli plants can differ. One plant might only have one head of broccoli, while another broccoli plant may have 2 or 3 heads of broccoli. So it's really, really cool. Broccoli plants are really cool. And I'm really excited to grow it. I didn't grow it last year, but I'm growing it this year. I love broccoli. Collards. I love collards. Collards take a while as well. You need to give yourself some time for the collards to grow. They take a little bit longer than other greens like mustards and turnips. I will grow those as well, but they don't need as long to actually grow. They don't take as long to grow, so I don't want to plant them right now. I'll plant those later, maybe like next month, but right now I'm going to plant my collards this month because I need them to start growing so I can get a harvest in time for fall. You can also plant kale, leeks, and lettuce. Those are also really good plants that you can plant in the ground right now. You can direct sow them in the ground right now because they don't take long to grow at all. And they also are very resilient to cold weather. The kale is definitely resilient to cold, hardy nights, to frost. So you can definitely plant those right now, as well as leeks and as well as lettuce. And it's so great when you grow those kale and the lettuce because once you harvest it, right, you're not going to pull it directly out the soil, but once you just cut it at the point where you want to get your leaves, it'll grow back. So you'll be able to continue to get greens throughout the fall and or the winter. That is so exciting, right? So those are the 10 veggies that you can sow in your ground right now in August, so that you can get yourself enough time to grow, have the plants grow and get a fall harvest and potentially a winter harvest. So I'm so happy that you watched this video. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this video. I apologize for taking so long to come back with a new video, but hey, I'm back now and I will be having a juice recipe video. I said that a while ago, but the video is coming, trust me. I'm excited to show you, especially with it being so hot right now. We definitely need a good juice video, right? So yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget, no matter how stressful your day is, no matter what you're going through, remember, just keep sowing.